Hey Tribe, Sally here. Hope you're having an amazing and fascinating day. I know I am. And this view means that we are in our tiny RV kitchen, and that means we're cooking. It's also very hot in here, so that means I'm perspiring a little, but that's okay. Here's what we've got going on today. I'm making a breakfast scramble, and we're going to turn the camera around and show you what's going on with that in just a second. But first of all, thank you so much for being here. Thanks to all my channel members, including our newest channel member, Mark. Stay tuned to the end, see your name up in lights, and we're going to roll the intro and get right into this.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
Here are my teeny tiny potato pieces. They're just about done. They're starting to brown up a little bit. I've been cooking them in olive oil. And then over here, I have sun-dried tomatoes, I got chicken sausage, I got bell peppers, and I got mushrooms. So basically at this point, we're gonna just dump everything into the pan and get it all sauteing together. We're gonna give it a go. We're gonna start with the sun-dried tomatoes, shove the chicken in here, chicken sausage. And the real point of this, guys, the real reason I'm showing you this is as a reminder that you can make anything out of almost nothing. So I always keep these canned mushrooms on hand. I put them in soups. I even put them in soups that come out of a can on the rare occasion that I eat one of those. They're good in soups and stews and scrambles and all kinds of other stuff, and I, just threw stuff on the counter. But I literally just cleaned the counter before I started this, so I'm putting it back in the pan. You don't like that? Okay, you do you. Alright, that smells pretty delicious already. So this is going to cook together for a few minutes. Get all those flavors melding together. And I'm going to crack in some eggs. Now originally, I was going to eat everything in this pan for breakfast today, but I don't think I'm going to. So we have dumped everything into the pan, and we've got our mushrooms and our bell peppers and our sun-dried tomatoes and our chicken sausage. And originally I was thinking I was going to just saute this for a little bit. Normally I would have those 3 chicken sausage and 3 eggs with the little scrambled with a little cheese, and that's my breakfast. And I was originally thinking I was just going to dump a couple eggs in here and eat the whole thing, but that's a lot of food. So I think I'm probably going to put 5 eggs in and split this into 2 days. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. See what I decide. All right, next up we got these 505 Hatch green chilies, which I really like. I'm going to dump 2 heaping forkfuls in here, maybe 3. We're going to go for 3. And we'll give this a stir. We're getting pretty close to putting the eggs in. And I decided I'm going to go ahead and put in 5 eggs. I'm going to show you how I made that decision in just a moment here. For one thing, there's nothing wrong with having leftovers, right? That's the first thing. But here's how I made the decision. Oops. Look, there's 5 eggs left in this carton. So I'm going to put all 5 in here, add some cheese. I'll eat half of it for breakfast today, save half for tomorrow. Okay, so we're sauteing in those green chilies. And I'm adding not quite a tablespoon of butter, pretty close, because it gives a really good flavor. And I'm not even adding any salt or pepper or anything. If I had had any, I would have put a little onion in, but I don't. So there's that. So we're going to get this butter stirred in. And I love the combination of butter and olive oil together. And I love butter and scrambled eggs together. Doesn't that look good? Looks good to me. And I cut all of my potato and bell pepper pieces super small so that they would cook faster because I'm hungry. And I didn't want to wait around forever for this to happen. So there we go. Let's see. What view this gives us. Alright, so let's get some eggs in here, huh? One. You know, I've noticed some people crack their eggs twice. I had to that time because I didn't hit it hard enough the first time. But, it's like if you get it right, you really only need to do it once. Although, I have to admit, I've been having difficulty with the eggs in this carton not cracking very cleanly. Alright, so there's 5 eggs. I'm going to get those mixed in real quick. I'll show you first. See, 5 eggs just sitting there right now. So let me get those mixed in. Oops. And on the counter. I'm kind of a slob sometimes, not on purpose. Now, if you wanted to be, you know, really technical, you could certainly scramble your eggs into a bowl first and get them all nice and homogenated. And I'm going to give you another view of this in just a moment to show you where I am with it. So typically, I would not get it a whole lot more homogeneous than that even in a bowl. And we've done okay there. So now I'm going to just stir it in with the rest of our sauteed vegetables. And then let the eggs cook up and set. And put in some cheese. Alright, so we're pretty well mixed up there. Wipe up my mess off the counter. Done with the knife. And here's what we got at the moment. We're going to wait for those eggs to set up. And then we'll put some cheese in with them. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to cheese here. But I wanted to mention this. The whole point of me showing you a breakfast scramble is not what I'm using in particular, but the fact that you can use anything. So whatever leftover vegetables you've got, if you have broccoli or cauliflower or asparagus, zucchini, anything, you can saute that up and turn it into a scramble. Just add whatever you got. Add some scrambled eggs, add some cheese. As I keep hearing on Instagram, measure with your heart. I really don't like that saying. But what I do like is that there are no rules, you know. You pick what you think is going to work for you, and then you go from there. Alright, let's see how we're doing here in terms of being set up. Pretty good. I think we're ready for cheese. Make sure this is all mixed up nicely. Okay, now, I will say that with 5 eggs, this is probably still a little bit light on my overall calorie count that I'm typically used to, so I'm going to add a little more cheese than I otherwise might. And I'm going to fess up on my cheese here. Can you see this? Not very well, that didn't focus. This is great value, Italian style shredded cheese. I resisted for the longest time buying pre-shredded cheese, but here's the thing. I'm always looking at that trade-off between getting the best quality food and how much water it's going to take me to clean up afterwards. So if I've got to use a grater to grate my cheese, I got an extra thing to clean. And that's the trade-off that I decided to make, is to buy pre-grated cheese. So you do you. And we're just going to stir that in. Let the cheese melt a little bit, and we're going to be good to go. Alright, that's looking pretty good to me. turn this around this way. I guess you won't see too much from this view. All right, let's see if you can see anything from this view. This is the egg carton. Let's get this off the stove. And I'm going to put about half of this on my plate. Ooey gooey. Yeah, so that's still a pretty high volume of food and a pretty low calorie count. I think that's about half. So here we go. Let's just take a taste. Probably really hot. That's yum. Okay. So the other reason for cutting everything really small is that it makes it easy to get all of the flavors into one bite most of the time. As always, thank you so much for joining me in my tiny kitchen. Pardon my hair. Yeah, it's definitely warm. The high is going to be well over 90 degrees today, and I think we're approaching it rapidly. So I'm going to sit down and eat, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes.